What's up, guys? Dean Gordonitis, Unleash This Book Reviews coming with you. See, I just can't do it anymore now that I'm in Claremont. Dean Gordonitis, Unleash This Book Reviews, coming at you with a book review every Saturday, give or take a day. There's some people walking their dog outside. Love having this window. Today's Sunday, though. I don't get these done on Saturdays all the time. Sometimes I do. Anyways, this week, book review, Douglas Adams, Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. This is a comedy book, comedy science fiction. I think it's kind of weird that when you go to the bookstore, in most cases, Ray Bradbury, stuff like Fahrenheit 451, and the Martian Chronicles, I suppose I can understand that one, you find in the science fiction section, and then under just fiction or literature you find Douglas Adams and the Hitchhiker Guide to the Galaxy, which I feel has probably a little more science fiction than a lot of Ray Bradbury stuff, or maybe not as much literal prowess, so to speak. It's still a great book, though. Who cares where they put it in the bookstore? The story follows Arthur Dent, I believe his name was. That's the main human character, and he gets picked up by an alien who was stranded on Earth for 15 years, who at the last second, before something very bad happens, so I'm going to say, saves Arthur Dent and brings him into outer space, where they meet a galactic president, where they meet evil other aliens, where they meet old men living on abandoned planets, all sorts of wild and crazy adventures. There's a lot of funny stuff that happens in the book. I wouldn't say it's laugh out loud funny or crying tears funny, but just amusing enough that you'll get some smiles out of it when you read. It's very light and entertaining in that aspect. One personal thing that I had against it, and this I know is just a me thing, I know not everybody feels this way, but when it comes to stories, and I see this especially in a lot of sci-fi, I'm not big on made up words. I don't want to say it's cheap, but it's just kind of annoying having to figure out ways to pronounce these words and all that kind of stuff. But this book has a lot of that, a lot of those fake made up words, which is understandable because you're talking about a story that takes place in a galaxy consisting of hundreds of planets and all that kind of stuff, and you're going to have to come up with names for the different types of races and the names for different planets and names for spaceships and all that kind of stuff. I understand that, and I know some people actually really enjoy that. I know that that's a lot of the fun in things like Star Trek and Star Wars and even fantasy novels that don't have anything to do with outer space, you know? But I think that is a big deterrent for me when it comes to stuff like Star Wars and Star Trek. I think that's why I never really got into a lot of sci-fi. I know it seems like a small detail, but made up words just, I don't know, they don't really tend to do it for me. Regardless, if you look past that, this is a great introduction to the series. Can you read it by itself? Yeah, I think you can. I did. I haven't read the rest of the series yet. But it easily lends itself into the next book in the series, which I believe is titled the same as the last line in this book. If not, it's very similar to that. And I could very easily see myself reading the entire series, which I suppose gives the first book a lot of credit, right? There is literary merit here. It's an author who knows what he's doing and how to write a good story. But at the same time, it's fun, it's lighthearted, anybody can read it, children can read it, adults can read it, and it's just overall a wholesome, entertaining book. Maybe it won't change your life, maybe you'll really like him though. Douglas Adams. I wouldn't really say he is a controversial character. I think some people just love him more than others. Next week, some more Samuel Beckett. Way back when I first started this series, I reviewed Waiting for Godot. Some people like to pronounce it Godot. Just finished reading Endgame. Small play. If you want to read that, Get ready for next week's review. Very easily readable in a day. Talking like it's in play format and like 70 pages long. Very easy to read, but I loved it. I'm going to be reviewing it next week. I'm talking like one of my favorite plays/books I've read in a long time, so make sure you check that one out. All right? Dean Gornitis, Unleash This Book Reviews. See you next Saturday.